So I recently went over to Berkshire Cycles. I'd heard quite a lot about these guys with their Levo and Kenevo sales and the service that they offered. So I contacted them just to see if I could go over and check out the new Kenevos that have just launched quite recently. I was lucky enough to be able to get behind the scenes, kind of look at what they do when they set bikes up in their store, the kind of service that they give, and see their workshop and see what goes on in a bike shop. So it was quite cool to be able to go around the store and have a look in the workshop, and Chris kind of talked to me about how they set the bikes up, the service that they give when you buy a bike from them. So check the video out. It's longish, but it's a kind of geek out look at what happens in a bike store and the lengths that these guys go to make sure that when you buy a bike from them, it is set up and it is perfectly configured for you. So check out the video and hope you enjoy it. These guys really do pay attention to the setup and the build of these bikes. So what we'll do is head back to the store and we're going to have a look to see what exactly they do when you buy a bike from Berkshire Cycles. So let's head back. There we go, got one being made up.
That's how we build them.
So what do you do to them? I know you do something different. It's not just a standard kind of build when you get them in and you build them up.
The main thing we do is there's a cable, power cable. It's meant to be changed for 2019.
That's the motor, is it?
Yeah.
1.3.
Yeah. To see this clip here, this clip, it digs into here, and what happens is it stops the Bluetooth. We cut this off because if you see inside there, it has a reset. It protrudes through the middle, so that's what digs into the cable. We cut those off and then we replace it with that.
Is that something that you've made up yourself?
No, you just buy them from eBay. This goes round here. What that clip is designed to stop is the cable being pulled out of the motor. So now it can't indent the cable, so it can't be pulled out because it's rubber on rubber, but you can turn the cable without it affecting the Bluetooth. We fit that on, is one of the mods. A few other bits and pieces we do as well. They run their gear cable in through here. So if anyone has the case off, when the case goes back on, trying to get this cable into where it should go is difficult. When we put our motors in, we run the cable up over the top. You have so many complaints about these cases breaking. Ours literally just fit on like so we don't need to find where the cable goes.
So you're routing the cable over the top?
Over the top of the motor, so it sits like so.
What state is it in when it comes in a box?
We can show you.
All right.
I'll show you a, if you put that. That's a 1.2.
It's a 1.2 motor.
So if you put it to the other one, there's no difference.
Oh wow.
It's exactly the same.
Same weight, same...
everything.
Okay. Interesting.
The only thing that's different is a part number. So we always keep 6 motors, 6 batteries. So we have every single spare part for, from cases to hubs, every single thing we keep in stock. Axles, puller kits.
Full spare set.
Everything.
So you have people driving from all over the country to get down to see you guys? Yeah,
last Monday you had a guy come from Harrogate with 2 bikes, and then we had a guy come from Nottingham. He rang me up and said that he'd had a problem. He told his friends he was coming to us and ended up bringing 4 bikes down with
him. Really?
So, yeah.
I've got a big old space here.
We have a bigger one across the road as well.
It comes kind of packaged up.
Yeah. No handlebars, no front wheel, no seat.
And how long will it take to build one up?
For us to build the way that we do, because we build them and check them over.
Yeah.
From the beginning. So we take the motors out of them, we drop the wheels out of them. So probably about an hour and a half.
And how many are you building on a busy day?
Today we've built 15.
Wow.
So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Busy time of the year. I guess with the new Kenevo release, there's a lot of interest in it, a lot of people calling up.
Yeah. Something new.
Yeah.
It's nice because, you have people that are finding out things through the Levo site, and the phone just went crazy. Created a lot of interest, which is great. The Specialized, I think, is about a year ahead of every other manufacturer, and the quality's so good. So yeah, when something comes out, it gives us a little bit of a boost, and hopefully we sell lots. I sell a little bit different than most companies because for me it's not about money in the till, it's about the service. So we've been saying over the last sort of 18 months, don't go crazy, don't go buying the top of the range one because they're only going to get better and better. And it's working that way. We do a lot of Bosch motors and Shimano, and with Bosch it's just basically you're given a part and then you've got to make a bike round it, as where with the Specialized it's proper integrated into the frame. It's probably the easiest bike to work on. You know, changing a motor on a Levo is probably as easy as changing a bottom bracket. You know, the cables and everything is, with the Bosch one you have to sort of hide the cables, and one cable is to suit every bike, as where with a Levo it's just made purposely for that bike. So when you have a look at the, you know, you open a Bosch bike and you open a Bros bike, it's completely chalk and cheese. It really is. So much better.
And the reliability of the motors, the 1.2, 1.3, you know, as a Levo owner, I've got a couple of them. Do I need to, longevity of it? Do I need to worry about anything?
No, not really. You know, it's very difficult because with an e-bike, it's the nearest thing you're going to get to a motocross bike.
Yeah.
You know, through the winter we had quite a rough winter.
Yeah.
And you'll find that people are, you know, going out on rides that they probably wouldn't do with their normal bike.
Yeah.
So that creates a lot of problems. It's great for the rider because obviously going out riding in all conditions. But the big thing that I think that Specialized need to work on is educating the rider.
Okay. You
wouldn't go washing your electric fire. So why would you throw a load of water at an electric bike?
Yeah.
The main thing really is if they get muddy, you know, open the covers. That's why we started to sell our little kits to be able to, for anyone to be able to take their arms off and to open the motor. So once people understand the workings, you know, when guys come to us, we always take them in the workshop and let them see what we do.
Yeah.
And that way then, you know, 9 times out of 10 they go out of here and go, wow, that is easy. And it is really easy. Mm. So the more maintenance they throw at the e-bike is going to be a lot better. If they work with a customer, the big problem is a power washer, because most of the problems that you get with an e-bike, being a Bosch motor or a Bros, is you know, they've washed the hell out of the bearings, and you just have the noisy bearings in the motor. So, which Bosch have been brilliant, and so have Bros, you know, with regarding changing motors, but I don't know how long it can last. That they're just going to keep changing it because it hasn't been maintained properly.
Yeah, they look like quite expensive units, the motor on itself. You know, there's a lot of engineering that's gone into that. There's a lot of materials in there. It's not like a lever or a cable. It's quite a significant part of the bike, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, again, I hope that, you know, as time goes on, that they're going to get to a stage where you can literally unbolt the side covers and just pop new covers on, so the internals are fine, but you're replacing the bearings without too much hassle. At the moment you see people that are opening motors, which they're very easy to open and it's very simple inside, but it's basically has a torque converter, and if the torque converter isn't set correctly, then the motor would just carry on running on. So yes, it's easy to change bearings at the moment, but setting the motor back up is not. You need special tooling for that. So hopefully they're going to work on things like that, where they can have bearings in cases where you can just bolt them in, and I think it'd be better for the environment, because you know, these motors, they're not refurbishing and putting back out on the market, so they're being scrapped somewhere along the line.
So you don't get any refurbished Bros motors in. If there's a warranty claim, it's a brand new motor.
Brand new motor, yeah. And Specialized are probably the best manufacturer to deal with for warranty, because their main priority is customer service. Yeah. There is no quibbles. It's just like, you know, get it done, get the customer back on the road and make sure they're happy. Yeah. Which is nice.
Yeah. Totally. Well, you're paying a premium product for them, aren't you? So if you get a premium service that goes along with it as well, everyone's happy.
Yeah, and that's it. You know, it's the same with anything. You've got to put the work in. You know, if you put the work into building the bike right in the first place, I'm not being rude to other dealers, but there's a lot of dealers out there that actually don't understand the bike. If they spent like a day just completely stripping it and rebuilding it and working with the bike, they would see it's actually easier to work on than an ordinary bike. Right. There's nothing complicated at all.
Can we have a look at that Bros 1.2 motor next to the 1.3? I know you said there's no difference. I'm just really curious to see them side by side.
They all fit.
Yeah, so you can get a 1.3, it's the same size, same dimensions into anything that's carrying a 1.2.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's a 1.2.
And that is a box fresh 1.3, is it?
Yeah. There you go.
That's it, 1.3. They are, well, to my eyes, they look identical, because I know a lot of people are looking at the difference between a 1.2 and a 1.3, but on my ride I could barely tell the difference. In fact, I couldn't tell the difference at all between the two motors. So the other side, this is the 1.3, and we've got the 1.2. So to me, again, they look identical. Interesting. And we've got a brand new Kenevo Expert just been built up. That's the 1.3 motor you've got going on in there. I've never seen it with a cover off like that. Interesting.
And what he's done is rerouted the cable,
Yeah.
the gear cable from the inside, and also we do the clip modification,
Yeah.
and we do the anti-corrosion sprayers as well.
Okay. Keep it in good condition.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So that's just come out of there. This is a 1.2. Fits exactly the same.
Interesting.
So the gear cable now is running over the top. When it fits like so. So it's out of the way of the casing.
So that's different to standard. Standard would go, where would it go?
It's come round and run like this.
Okay.
Run across here like so.
Okay, and you're running it on top of the motor.
Over the top. It's a better pull.
Yeah. Do you think they'll change that design?
Well, they spent a couple of days here and going through everything, so we thought that they would, but looking at the 2019s, there's not a great deal of difference.
Okay, so you're doing this for every single bike that you ship out
Yeah.
of your store?
But it's just things like that. When they come, the cassette on the rear wheel isn't tight enough. The motor isn't tight enough from the factory. The cable, as I say, that we change, and then we do our little modification. So that's why we feel that we put out probably one of the best Levos. So. Well, we build race engines for our own motocross bikes, so that's where that comes from. Martin is a big Harley man. He builds a lot of custom Harleys for guys.
There's Martin. Hello, Martin.
Martin. He retires in 8 weeks' time.
Oh,
so
nice.
yeah.
Looking forward to it?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Nice. Got any plans?
Yeah, daytime telly.
Yeah. Bit of Jeremy Kyle.
What them cosy slippers, 3-month slipper.
Yeah. Living the dream.
We have a fair bit of mechanical knowledge, and how we started to get such a good name was that there was a guy that bought a bike off of an online shop, and he had nothing but problems with it. So Specialized sent a motor out, they sent a battery out, and the bike was in the shop for 13 weeks. Basically, every time the guy went to pick the bike up, he didn't even get out of the car park, and the bike was cutting out.
Was it a Levo?
It was a Levo HT,
Okay.
a hardtail.
Yeah.
And obviously he wasn't very happy, which is understandable. He spent a lot of money on a bike.
Yeah.
So I rung Specialized up and said, look, this really isn't good for any of us. Which they turned around and said, look, we're not aware of this, you know, do what you've got to do. So we basically got the guy another bike in. He had to come 187 miles to see us. And he's been absolutely over the moon with his bike. But when he was gone, we thought, well, they put a motor in it, they put a battery in it, there's only 2 other things left. And when we had a look at the other 2 things, which was a power lead and also a wheel sensor lead, the wheel sensor lead was perfect, but we had found that the Specialized clip had dug into the power lead.
Okay.
And it's like drinking out of a straw with someone squeezing it.
Yeah.
You know, and that was what was causing the bike to, you know, cut out.
Okay.
So it was from that day really that we've looked at what we can do, and we've changed everything around to make it, you know, a lot better. And you know, we don't seem to have any problems with the bikes that we've supplied. But we could sell double the amount of bikes that we sell if we done mail order.
Okay.
But it's not the way that we work.
Yeah.
You know, I don't agree with someone having a box delivered to their house where they've got to fit the pedals on, they've got to fit the straighten the handlebars. If someone went underneath a car, I wouldn't ever sleep at night. So, you know, for us, we always say that it's all about the customer service. Yes, you've got to travel to us, but we guarantee to be cheaper than anywhere else in the country, so that justifies coming to us. And you know, they get the whole experience. So
Yeah.
you know, we set the bike up to their phone, we set it up to their rider weight, and you know, we get good comments, and that's what we're here for.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that you've got a really good reputation. You know, lots of people speak really favourably of you. All the people that I've spoken to that have bought a bike from you say, you know, you go the extra mile.
We just offer customer service. When we go shopping, that's what we expect, and that's what we feel that we give. We don't always get it right. We're human beings, so we're going to make mistakes, but it's how you deal with those mistakes. You know, we do our best. You know, if anyone's travelling from anywhere, we drop everything that we're doing to be able to get that customer back on the road. I had a message one night about 11 o'clock from a guy on a Saturday evening that was going away on holiday, and he was having a massive problem with his bike, and he was in the right state. And I said to him, look, we're open tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Dive in the car, come down, and we'll have everything sorted. We arranged to meet him here at 9:30 before we'd opened on the Sunday, and he was back on the road at 11:15 with a brand new motor, and he was over the moon.
Wow, that's amazing.
But that's what you've got to do.
Yeah, and that's what will bring people back. You know, if you look after the customer, they're going to come back, and that's why you've got people coming from hundreds of miles to see you guys.
Well, what we do is, you know, there are people that say, well, how can they do it and we can't? It isn't. We invest in a product. So you go to Specialized, you buy 6 motors, you buy 6 batteries. So there is no reason why a customer needs to wait more than 24 hours.
Okay.
So everything is, you know, a warranty issue. You take the frame number, you send the item back, and a new one comes. So we may start Sunday morning with 6 motors and finish that we haven't got any. But Monday morning we know for sure that there'll be 6 motors on their way. So it's just investing in the product. So we don't really do anything else that no one else can do. It's just that we choose to offer the service that we can give. So
awesome.
Yeah.
So you mentioned about your pricing. You'll be pretty much anywhere. What if someone wants to buy a bike? What do they do? Come in, give you a call? How does that work?
You know, we guarantee to be cheaper, not just on Specialized, but on everything that we sell. It's just the way that we are, and it's worked for us for the last 42 years. So, yeah, people, you know, we don't advertise any of our pricing because it's not fair on other people. Those that really want to come and see us, they contact us either with by phone or with an email, and then they're surprised at the price and normally come and buy from us. So
brilliant.
We are running the 504 battery in our comps, and we're also upgrading to Mr. Wolf mousses. So people can ride knowing they've got a little bit more power and they never have a puncture. So anyone that buys a comp Kenevo from you, the one with a 460 kilowatt hour battery, you're putting in just as standard the 504 battery.
Amazing.
And the mousses.
And the mousses. Okay.
All in the price.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Because what's the battery cost? It's about, I mean, if you were to buy
£720.
£720.
Yeah.
So. Amazing. Well, thank you very much. It's been awesome chatting with you.
No worries.
And I will be back soon, definitely.
No worries.
Definitely. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for letting me invade your workshop. Cheers. See you later.
Hope you enjoyed that. It was really interesting to see a behind the scenes look in a bike store to see what they do, how they set the bikes up. Massive thank you to Chris and the team at Berkshire Cycles for letting me in really and see all the stuff that happens in behind the scenes. It was quite cool, quite interesting to geek out and see how they set up the bikes. Thank you to all of my Patreon supporters who help make these videos possible. If you do want to be part of it, donate and you can help support the production of these videos, and I massively appreciate every single donation that all of you guys are given, so a massive thank you. Please subscribe. I'll be bringing more weekly content and I'll catch up with you soon.